Hi, I'm Susan Hoover, Canadian girl living in Asia, and in my travels around the world, to Africa, to South America, to Australia, to Europe, I've seen that people all around the world are really struggling with the same issues and the same things. No matter if you're old or young, rich or poor, I see there's the same things everywhere in the world. We're dealing with the same problems, and we all have the same need deep inside our heart. The world will tell you today two different extremes. They'll tell you to go into religion, to go try very hard to please God, to try to do good things, be a good person, and that will make you feel better. And it goes the other way, where it says don't care about religion, don't care about anything that anyone says. Just do what you want, just be happy, make yourself happy. But I am here to tell you about the solution that will bring you out of these two places and really give you what you're looking for. I'm here to tell you and explain to you today, who is Jesus? You may say, how does Jesus fit into all of this? Isn't he in religion, or how would he sit on the other side? But I want to explain to you today what I'm talking about is not a religion. It's about living with purpose. It's about knowing who your Creator is and what He has done for you. If you will just give me a few minutes of your time right now, I think that I can change your life and give you a reason for why you're actually even here. You know, some people go on this side and they're born into a family maybe that knows a certain religion, and so that's what they follow and that's what they do. And I think we've all been there. For myself, it was being born into a Christian family. Maybe you're from a different religion. And when you're born into a family like that, or someone teaches you about a religion, you're trying very hard to do the things. You try to follow the steps, you try to follow the rules that are given to you, and you're trying very hard to be a good person so that hopefully you can get closer to what you believe is a perfect and a holy God. The problem is that you're probably like me. In fact, I know you're like me, because there's no one perfect in the world. So we all mess up, we all make mistakes, and then finally we ask, is it really possible that I can even get there? You know, in every single religion, there's not a perfect person. Every single religion, we're all the same. We're all trying to get there to God, but we can't make it. We all fail. So what's the solution? The solution is not that we could get to God, but that a perfect and holy God is also a loving God who would come down to us, who would come down and make a plan and actually fulfill it, where He would actually save us from that position and bring us up to where He is. I'll explain how that happens in a moment when I tell you more about who is Jesus. But maybe you're on the other side and you don't care about religion and you don't care about all these things and you don't even want to hear about it. You say, no, I'm fine, I'm living my life, I just want to make myself happy. But I know when I'm speaking to you right now, you know that you're never really feeling that happiness. And if you stop and wonder, why are you really here on earth? You don't have an answer. And is it really all going to be that good that you're just happy and live and do things the way that you want? And then really, why are you here? What are you doing it all for? Is it really fulfilling you inside? I know the answer. We've all been there. And the answer is, no, it's not. So what am I sharing to you today? I'm sharing to you about a Creator who made you for a purpose. More than just living, more than just existing in this world. You know, we all look around the world today and we see evil. We see so many horrible things happening. The solution for that as well is this person called Jesus. And He loves you so incredibly much. And He wants you so much to know that you are in this earth, you are here for a reason, for a purpose, and that is actually to know Him. And He has so much more for you than you can ever imagine. So what really happened? This is what happened, is what God created earth, God created all mankind. I mean, don't believe what they say when they say that, you know, it's just a big bang and all of a sudden here we are. Come on, seriously, look at the human body. Look at all that is around you in creation. And you can see this was not an accident. This did not just happen. You were created perfectly by a Creator. And He created us to actually have a relationship with Him. The problem is, like I said earlier, we all mess up. There's no way that we, mankind, the way that we are, can actually keep up to the standard of a holy and perfect God. And He knew that, so what did He do? He decided that the only way was that He would come down. He would actually send His Son, who is Jesus. Or maybe, if you're some of my Muslim friends, maybe you call Him the Prophet Isa, or Nabi Isa, from the countries that I live in. And you know what? He was sent down. He was sent down to earth. Why? Because you know what? No one else could take our place. For all the wrong that I've done, you couldn't take my place and I couldn't take your place. Because we're both wrong. So who could take our punishment? Who could take away our sin? Who could deal with this issue that separates us from God? Because God didn't want to be separated from us. But He has to take away this issue, this problem. So He did it Himself. He sent down Jesus down to earth, and he lived perfectly. He didn't have any sin. He didn't do anything wrong. Why? Because he's God. And so he was willing to come down, even though he's God, he was willing to come down and live on this earth, live in the midst of evil, live in the midst of all the problems and the issues, live simply like a human being, until the time when he decided it was really time to fulfill the major role that he wanted to take. And that was actually taking our place, taking our punishment. So if you ever heard that Jesus died on a cross, why is that? It's because at the moment he was on that cross, he was actually taking your place, actually taking my place. He was taking the punishment until the point of taking the death penalty for each and every one of us. And the moment that you believe on that today, something incredible takes place in your heart. When you realize there is an answer for you, whether you've been on the religious side and can't find your way, whether you've been on the other side where you don't care about all these things, you know today there is an answer for you. That's who Jesus is. He's your answer. He's the Savior of the universe. He's everything you've been looking for. And you know the most incredible thing is, after he died on the cross, he didn't stay there. He was buried, but he didn't stay there. After 3 days, he rose again. And although he ascended into heaven, you can't see him with your eyes today, he's still alive. And when you believe, that Spirit actually comes down inside of you and makes you a human being, alive with the very Spirit of God, the Spirit of your Creator. And you actually become one with him and know him. And is this a bunch of bunk, a big story I'm sharing? No. Do you know why? The biggest proof that I have is that I've actually experienced it. And he will prove it to you today. When you believe, it will actually come to you. And maybe you don't feel something, but something incredible will take place inside of you where you will actually become alive with the Spirit of God. And if you want him to prove it to you in other ways, he'll do it because he's alive and he can. No other teacher of religion, no other person could do this before. No one else in the world can do what he can do for you today. If you're dealing with a major issue, if you have a major problem, even a sickness in your body, if you call out to him today, he will actually come and prove that he is alive by touching you where you're at. Who is Jesus? He is exactly what you've been looking for. He is the answer for the reason why you're here on earth. He is the answer for everything that you've been looking for, the solution for the problem, for every problem that every person in the world is dealing with today. And who is he? He can be your Savior, your best friend, your healer, your source of happiness, your everything. I've experienced it. If you want to know more, you can contact me. You can look up on our site on www.susanhoover.org. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Susan Hoover, anywhere. And ask me any question. Feel free. Question it. Think about it. But I want you to know today who Jesus really is.